What's up, everyone? I'm Justin from justin-ravelli.com, and I'm back with week 2, day 2 of Elena and I's training. We're beginning this session with the standing overhead press. Last week, we did 3 sets of 4 reps with this movement. However, this week, we're going to try to progress by completing 4 sets of 4 reps with the same weight. By trying to beat things like the reps completed, weight used, or sets, it can increase the meaning of the sets and reps you're performing, or increase the value of the effort you make. You can see here on this last rep, Elena's really trying to complete the 4 reps on this last set, so she beats what she did last week. Again, like I said in week 1, the primary reason we're using low reps with this movement is simply to develop overhead strength. On the second upper body day, we're performing higher reps to obtain muscle growth, and so we can train the overhead pattern once again. I'm not just stepping in these rings for fun. I just wanted to show you that if you do use rings, make sure before you perform something on them, the straps are threaded through the right way so you don't collapse to the floor. Double checking will never hurt, especially if you're working with someone. Next, we're moving on to suspended push-ups for 3 sets of 8 reps with added resistance if needed. Since we completed all of the sets and reps last week, in short, we're going to try to increase the resistance used, or in other words, put a little bit more weight on our back this week and still try to get 3 sets of 8 reps. For video length purposes, I'm going to show you not all, but just Elena's last working set of 8 reps. If you look at last week's video, you'll notice we added 1 more chain than she previously had on last week. And even though these last couple reps are being grinded out a bit, she still is keeping everything tight, which I'll go over in a second. In comparison to last week, I also added some extra resistance to this exercise as well. But before I wrap things up, I want to cover a couple things with this exercise that you can't really see visually. Number 1 is we're squeezing our glutes, quads, and contracting our abs. We're also resisting excessive low back arching and staying away from rounding there as well. We're leading with the body, not moving it at all, and keeping it stiff like a moving plank. And we're also not shooting the head forward before our chest or letting our shoulders round forward at the bottom of this movement. Next, we're moving on to inverted rows for 4 sets of 8 reps. This week, we're going to try to increase the resistance used as we both completed all the sets and reps with full range of motion last week. I like this exercise for a lot of people, but especially for those with low back issues, as it's a great way to train the upper back without stressing the lower back. Elena's making this movement harder this week by elevating her feet on a bench, which is going to cause her to handle more of her body weight in comparison to last week where she just left her feet on the ground. The way I'm adding resistance is putting more weight on my chest. I just have 2 more exercises I'm going to cover, and this first one is suspended reverse flies. Progressing from last week where we did 3 sets of 12 reps, this week we're just aiming to get more reps than we did last week. Since we're training such a small muscle, adding reps is a good way to progress with this exercise. You can lower down and get your body more parallel to the floor to increase the resistance. But for now, adding reps is our preferred method of advancing. Suspended reverse flies crush the rear delts, and I like them as another way to train them other than dumbbells, machines, and cables. A couple things we're doing here are keeping the arms straight, keeping the elbows high, not letting them drop, and this is to maximize posterior deltoid involvement. For the last exercise, we're doing standing dumbbell biceps curls for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Performing arms has become somewhat frowned upon in the fitness industry. I agree the majority of people could spend their time much more effectively and efficiently doing other things. And I also believe it doesn't replace things like lunges and deadlifts and pushing and pulling variations. However, if you or your client wants or needs to emphasize a certain area for whatever reason, and there are tons, it can help you do just that. If you want to see more about how our entire program is laid out or how we're going to progress each week, check back or subscribe. I also have more information on my website and the program in the description box below. I hope this was useful, and thanks for watching.